We all like hunting for trophies. So today we're going on a trophy journey where I try to get all the trophies leading to and including the platinum if it's available for a specific game. Today we're taking a look at Infamous was released in 2009, developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It's an open-world action-adventure game where you play as Cole McGrath, using electrokinetic powers to help save the world. Or not!
Because of me, Empire City is a wasteland.
The karma system allows the player to make good or evil choices, making an impact on the user experience as well as the game ending. The trophies are pretty straightforward as far as an open world game goes. We need to capture territory, collect collectibles, one being the blast shards, of which there are 350 to find. There is a second incentive for seeking them, however. They also raise our maximum amount of stored energy, allowing us to use more abilities. We also have a trophy related to playing on the hard difficulty, but we'll leave that for the second playthrough. I already got the Infamous 2 Platinum, and I remember that it's a bit easier to play as Evil Cole since we don't care about collateral damage impacting our karma. Now let's get right to it. The game starts strong with us being at the epicenter of an explosion and, unsurprisingly, surviving it, otherwise this game would be pretty short. We make our way out, but not before getting electrocuted several times and surviving that as well.
Should be dead.
We are then met with these amazing comic book styled cutscenes and find out that because of the explosion, the whole city is put into a quarantine with a lot of violence running rampant. With the help of our friend Zeke and our girlfriend Trish, we got back on our feet and we got to start our open world adventure. The first superhero move we get to do is jump off a building and realize there is no fall damage, which is great because I don't have to worry about breaking my neck. As we participate in our first mission to help get some food supplies unstuck, we meet our first enemy group, the Reapers. We get a glimpse of the combat and it pretty much plays like a third-person shooter. We are also met with our first karma moment. We can either let the pedestrians have the food or zap a couple of them to keep it for ourselves. We naturally let them be and earned our first trophy. Good eats, good guys feed the needy. Trish arrives at the scene and someone makes public the face of the terrorist who caused the explosion. Because Trish's sister died that day, she could not yet forgive Cole, and even Zeke is a bit shook hearing about this. The people present weren't very happy either, and started throwing rocks and punches at our protagonist. We then get a prompt telling us that we got promoted to the hard difficulty. Hey, I mean, finally someone acknowledges my skills. But we're going with medium for now. Despite the circumstances, Zeke is still at our side.
Sure, man. I ain't about to do anything that might piss you off.
And as we started killing some more enemies, we got the trophy Stuntman for completing any one stunt from the stunt list. These are basically sort of combos that are just fucking annoying to do. They're cool as a concept, but most of them are recreated by luck because the circumstances in which we need to perform them can be quite tedious. As we try to leave the city, we are met with another karma moment. We choose to take on the police without involving the civilians and get the trophy, Good Riot, good guys stand up and take the heat. As we progress through the bridge section, we also died for the first time, and second, and third! Nothing about this difficulty seems medium to me right now. We are then ambushed by some soldiers and we get separated from Zeke. Cole is contacted by Moya, an FBI agent who persuades him into helping her find her husband, John White, who, according to her, was tasked to investigate a group called the First Sons. We also learn from her about the object that caused the explosion, the Ray Sphere. It has the power to absorb the energy of thousands of people into the wielder, transforming him into a conduit, which is what Cole is. We then find our first blast shard collectible, and by pressing the L3 button we can see their location on the minimap. At this point, I was completely confident that I'll be able to find all 350 without needing to keep track of them anywhere. Yeah, you probably already know what I'm getting at. The good thing is that we can view our progress when trying to save or load the game. We also learn about how we'll upgrade our abilities and find the second type of collectible, Dead Drops. These are essentially report tapes left out by John throughout the city with everything he has found out in regards to the First Sons. As I try to gather every shard I find, the platforming can be quite unresponsive at times. Cole is like suction cup man, able to stick to the buildings even when you try to jump off of them. It's not very natural, and in many cases it can work against you. We fought quite a few enemies by this point, and the ones placed on the rooftops can make you break your controller. The They have perfect aim, and whenever you aim at them, they'll just run away and come back a couple of seconds later. I was mad when it happened, but I couldn't help but also appreciate the AI, as it's a very logical thing to do. As we collected every shard we found on our minimap so far, we got the trophy Junior Geologist for finding 25% of the shards. We also got to do side missions, which by finishing we took back a piece of the district territory. We need to get all of them for a trophy. So apparently if you fall in the water you take a lot of damage and even die, which sort of makes sense, but I mean, how does Cole take a shower if he gets damaged from water? How does he drink water? How does he piss? We need answers!
Jesus fucking Christ!
We went ahead to save some people by bringing the train that got stuck in back into the train station. With all the people grateful for the help, we are rewarded with the trophy, Good Train, Good Guys Proactively Facilitate Transportation Solutions. Not long after, we also met the main villain of the game, Kessler, who goes ahead to show us a vision of a future where everything is in flames. We don't know why yet. Everything is quite vague at this point. We do know, however, that he is the reason that explosion occurred a few days ago. We go ahead to invest in our abilities and get the trophy True Potential for purchasing every upgrade for a single power. On our way to restore the electricity to another section of the city, Moya reveals to us the leader of the Reapers, Sasha, who is also a former member of the First Sons, now led by Kessler. We found some more dead drops and got the trophy, just scratched the surface, for collecting all dead drops in the Neon District. We went against Sasha in our first boss battle and... well, she can turn me into a Reaper any day she wants. Nope, fuck that. Although... yeah, we didn't get enticed in the end and got the trophy Clean Up Your Act for defeating Sasha. We now go to our second location of the game, the Warren, where we meet our second group of bad guys, the Dustmen.
Guess that explains why they're all wearing trash bags.
We go ahead to restore the power around the area and unlock the ability to glide. This should definitely help us traverse the game a bit better. As we perform more stunts, we eventually get the trophy, Stunt Coordinator, for completing 10 stunts on the stunt list. We later get a call from Zeke asking us to help save a girl's brother in the hopes that he might get laid. Very mature.
There's something deeply wrong with you, Zeke.
During this mission, we meet a guy that has been creating and placing posters all over the town, and we have another karma moment on our hands. As we choose the hero poster, we earn the trophy, Good Exposure, Good Guys Are Heroes to Others.
Zeke is never gonna believe this one.
We gather more shards and get the trophy, Member of the Mineral Club, for finding 50% of the blast shards. We then return to the Neon District to finish the rest of the side missions, earning us another trophy, Community Organizer, for taking over all the territory in the Neon District. Now, real talk, the performance of this game is absolutely abysmal. There are popping textures while riding the rails, but the thing that's the most frustrating is the constant frame rate drops that make some of the better and more intense fights unsatisfying. It's really unfortunate because it stands in the way of an amazing game overall. Same goes for some combat mechanics. I've been trying for more than an hour to do the flying melee stunt and couldn't succeed. Some of these stunts can only be done by finding a specific spot where you just try again and again and hopefully you get lucky, which is what I did. Not long after, we also earned the trophy Red Baron for taking out 100 enemies while they were airborne. We find out another very cool superpower that Cole has, and as we kill more enemies, earn the trophy Fish in a Barrel for killing 50 enemies by using water, as well as Roadkill for killing 25 enemies while riding on the roof of a moving vehicle. Zeke then gets kidnapped and we have our first encounter with this area's boss, but we don't know who he is yet. While helping Trish get some people to the hospital, we found out from Moya that it's Alden Tate, a conduit with telekinesis abilities. He was also the original founder of the First Sons before Kessler took over. Alden went ahead to throw the boss on top of the hospital, and after we go to rescue Trish from it, we got the trophy Goody Two Shoes for reaching full positive karma, and as the next day starts, the trophy Back with Trish, reconciled with Trish. We later fight and defeat Alden. He is then transported to the city prison awaiting the FBI to come take him in. Out of the need to prove himself, Zeke goes there to help guard Alden, but he fails by leaving his post and joining us outside. During this time, Alden kills everyone near him and escapes. We are then contacted by John himself, who asks for a meeting. As he went towards him, we earned the trophy Further Down the Rabbit Hole for collecting all dead drops in the Warren. As expected, the meeting with John didn't go quite as planned. The First Sons seem to be right on our tail. We take care of the ambush, save John, and then he reveals to us that he has no affiliation with Moya.
Who the hell's Moya?
In other words, she has lied to us this whole time. With the help of John, we find out where Alden is holding the race sphere. Cole, needing Zeke's help, set aside their differences and worked together to retrieve it. Yet again, things don't go to plan and Kessler arrives at the scene. Zeke, with the race sphere in hand, makes the choice of activating it, hoping to no longer be overshadowed by Cole and get some powers of his own.
Asshole makes the choice to kill thousands.
The race sphere does nothing, however, and in his lust for power, for validation, ultimately makes the choice of joining Kessler, trusting him to reward Zeke with the conduit abilities he desires so much. We pursued Alden on our way to the 3rd district, defeated him, and with his last breath, jumped off the bridge, earning us the trophy, taking out the trash for defeating Alden. As soon as we reached this new area, you know we went straight to collecting more shards, during which we got the trophy, Drop Everything, for using the Thunder Drop ability for a total distance of at least 500 meters. We progressed through this area and earned the trophy, Frequent Flyer, for traveling 5 kilometers using static thrusters. Our next story mission and the next karma moment revolves around the trolley problem, where Kessler has us make a difficult decision between saving Trish or 5 doctors. The decision is much easier since this is a game, so we go ahead to save the doctors and thus earning the trophy, Good Intentions, Good Guys Work for the Greater Good.
All my powers, and I couldn't do a thing.
Trish of course dies, but she does so proudly of the selfless choice that Cole has made. As we restore power to the last section of the city, we also receive our final ability, the Lightning Storm, and it is sick as hell. We retrieve the last dead drop and earn the trophy, You're So Sly, for collecting all dead drops in the Historic District. This trophy name is most likely a reference to Sly Cooper, originally developed by Sucker Punch. By going through a side mission and killing a bunch of enemies, we receive the trophy, Oh, You've Done This Before, for taking down 50 enemies by sticking them with a grenade. We launched the End of the Road mission, and if you've watched my previous videos, you know I have to take a moment of appreciation to the soundtrack, and this one is no different. Eamon Tobin is one of the composers of it, and the music is actually quite subtle here, but if you take a second to listen to it, I'm sure you'll grasp how well it fits. We reach the race sphere again, and we are met with another important decision to make. Either use the race sphere to gain more powers, or destroy it once and for all. We naturally make the decision of destroying it, but John is unfortunately obliterated in the process. We do get the trophy, Good Sphere here, Good Guys put a stop to the madness. As we gathered some more shards, we got to the top of the tallest building in the game, and you know we had the thunder drop right off of it. Well, that was very anticlimactic. With the race sphere gone, we are now finally going after Kessler. Zeke tries to redeem himself right there, but he is no match for him.
Fat man.
The boss fight with Kessler, I gotta admit, was quite underwhelming. Sasha and Alden felt more challenging, to be fair. We punched the shit out of him, lightning strike his ass, and thus Cole's story, as well as Kessler's, is at an end.
And then I heard him whisper, Trish, I love you. Please forgive me.
He then reveals to us that all this time, Kessler was Cole. In his timeline, a so-called beast started annihilating everything in his path. In order to help save the future, Kessler went back in time to train Cole into becoming the hero that the world needed him to be. I'm personally not a big fan of time travel stories, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the ending was surprising, which is proof of good writing, and I enjoyed it. The first half of the game is a bit confusing, but it slowly grows on you. The twist at the end there was unexpected, and as I went through my second playthrough later on, I started to notice some interesting dialogue choices that I'll mention when we get there. This is definitely the type of game that you need to play twice, not only to experience both sides of karma, but also to appreciate the storytelling. As the credits finish rolling, we are left with a very bittersweet ending.
I've never been more alone.
We take control of Cole again and earn the trophy, Good Finish, for beating the game as a hero. It's time to get the remaining shards and trophies before going for our second playthrough. We went on to work on the Casey Jones trophy, for which we needed to kill 25 enemies while riding on a moving train. During this, I realized that because I went ahead and took over most of the territories, the enemies are scarce, and I can barely find any to kill. When I do find some, it's very difficult to aim, so this definitely took a while. While doing this, we got the trophy Electric Hobo for riding the train for 2 kilometers, and eventually also got the Casey Jones trophy. Fun fact, Casey Jones was an American locomotive engineer who gained a reputation for keeping trains on schedule, sometimes by driving at dangerous speeds. According to legend, he died with one hand on the train's whistle and the other on its brake to save as many people as he could during a crash. In order to honor Casey Jones, we tried to heal as many injured people as we could find, and for that we earned the trophy Dr. Cole for killing 250 pedestrians. Because there are little to no enemies on the streets, our next stunt, which requires us to kill a conduit by thunder drop, is near impossible to do. After a couple of hours of running around, I finally found a conduit. And he vanished. Yeah, he just fucking disappeared and couldn't find him again. I did randomly find another one in the end and managed to perform the whack-a-mole stunt, did the last one required as well, and got the trophy Stunt Master for completing all stunts on the stunt list. We go ahead to look for the last blast shards, completed the side missions to take over all the districts, and during this we get the trophy True Hero for purchasing every positive karma upgrade for each power. Roaming around the map for those blasted shards also earned us the trophy Hotfoot for traveling 25 kilometers while riding the rails. We found some electrical cables in the crater area that generated electricity constantly, so we took advantage of this by absorbing as much as we could, earning us the trophy AC/DC for draining 750 megawatts of power from Empire City.
I've got big balls! I've got big balls!
We later finished another side mission and earned the trophy Urban Designer for taking over all territory in the historic district. We finished the last side mission in the Warren as well, and get the trophy Civic Leader for taking over all territory in the Warren. The worst decision that I could have made was to think that I was able to find every blast shard on my own without keeping track of them. We managed to kill some enemies on our search, and we earned the trophy Get Off My Cloud for getting 100 high fall takedowns. By this time I got sick of running around the city aimlessly, so I got a shard map online which I used to scribble off every one I couldn't find anymore. After going through 2/3 of it, I finally found it. It was obviously in the most fucked up place. I hate these blast shards so much, dude. And I felt so dumb that I didn't think to seek the places less likely to run into. We go ahead to retrieve it and earn the trophy Rockhound for finding 100% of the shards. Let's start our second playthrough. We set the difficulty to hard and go through the game business as usual, eventually reaching the choice regarding the food supplies. We blast a couple of people, and as we do, a notification is displayed for doing an evil action, rewarding us with the trophy Evil Eats, Bad Guys Never Share Their Food. In this playthrough, because we're now using the dark side of the Force, we now have red lightning and Cole looks more grim. This reminds me a lot of Knights of the Old Republic, where by being a dick the whole game and going towards the dark side, you'd look worse and worse. We reach our second decision event where we shoot some officers from inside the crowd, earning the trophy Evil Riot, Bad Guys Love Starting Riots. We progress through this section and find our first blast shard again. Even though we don't need all 350 this time around, I'm still gonna try and get some of them since they help raise the battery level. We reached the train section, and as we rescued everyone, we got the trophy Evil Train, Bad Guys Make It Clear Who the Boss Is. We got to see Cole's clipping superpowers yet again. What the fuck? And this time around, even though the game is on hard difficulty, it doesn't feel like that. The game knew we could handle this. Thanks to our first playthrough, I'm used to most of the game mechanics and it's much more fun now. As we get closer and closer to Sasha, I begin to notice how she talks to us.
Coming home at last.
It made me realize that she most likely knows who Cole really is. I said before that the story early on was confusing. Well, now that I'm going through it a second time, I started to appreciate the writing more thanks to these small details that relate to the similarity between Cole and Kessler.
See everything now, Kessler. All of it.
We fought her again, and this time it was much easier despite the difficulty, and defeated her very awkwardly. We reached the poster decision as well, choosing the one that would make people fear us and earning the trophy Evil Exposure, Bad Guys Love to Be Seen. As I was doing the evil missions in order to unlock some upgrades for a trophy, I realized how much fun these are. This time around we are in league with Sasha.
Did you miss
The
me?
Reapers come to help us out, bringing terror everywhere we go.
Naughty. I love it.
We need more games where we play as the bad guy. Not long after, we reach the infamous level and we look dreadful. We're basically on our way to becoming Darth Scion. By reaching Trish again on the hospital rooftop and finishing this mission, we earned the trophy, confirmed bachelor. Trish hates you. We go to fight Alden on the bridge again,
You and Kessler are one and the same!
defeat him and enter the historic district. The karma meter is now full evil, and for this we get the trophy, truly infamous, for reaching full negative karma. We are met with the trolley problem again, selfishly saving Trish and getting our happily ever after moment.
Who the hell's Trish?
No.
It looks like Trish was actually among the 5 doctors, meaning that no matter what choice we make, she is destined to die. For this, we are rewarded with the trophy Evil Intentions, Bad Guys Can't Say Goodbye. We retrieved the Ray Sphere with John, made the decision to activate it this time around, and earned the trophy Evil Sphere, Bad Guys Always Want More Power. The trophy isn't the only thing we were rewarded with. We are now more powerful than ever, and our lightning turned black with a shade of red, looking absolutely sick. It's not called infamous for no reason. Last but not least, we are now going after Kessler, and we died. This fight is 10 times more challenging than the previous playthrough. Not sure if it's the higher difficulty, or the infamous state, or both, but Kessler had more abilities now, and if I got hit twice by them, I died. This actually felt like a real boss fight compared to the first time, and call me crazy, but I enjoyed it this way. I also couldn't help but notice that Kessler has somewhat similar powers to Cole. After 3 tries, we got to defeat him and finish this story playthrough as well. I died way less despite the difficulty, and I also had the opportunity to enjoy the story better and have much more fun. After the credits roll, we now see Cole in his most evil form, unleashing his wrath upon the city and pretty much bringing the apocalypse to this place. We then receive the trophy Evil Finish for beating the game while infamous, and the part finished trophy is nowhere to be seen. It eventually did pop, but holy fuck, it took its time. Hard finish for finishing the story mode on hard. Let's go! Time to take care of the leftover trophies related to bio-leeching 100 people and purchasing all upgrades. It was easier to get the upgrades the first time because I had to do all the content in the game. I can probably do that too here, but yeah, I'll find a good side mission and kill enemies over and over again. Thankfully, the game saves the experience despite you dying or abandoning a mission, so that's great. Naturally, I realized this much later after doing a bunch of missions. I found a pretty good one to play on repeat and eventually was left with only 2 upgrades to get. We go ahead to invest into one of them and I got the trophy?
Huh?
I still had the Thunder Drop to get, but oh well. Evil to the Core trophy for purchasing every negative karma upgrade for almost each power. With that done, I go ahead to bio-leech every single person I find, and I should be quite close to the 100 mark. Person after person, and no trophy. Naturally, I panic because I'm 100% I bio-leeched more than 100 people throughout this playthrough, and by looking at the trophy description, yet again I fuck up because I was supposed to bio-leech 100 enemies, not people. Bio-leeching 100 people, so we go back to the grind. We went ahead to suck the life out of some dustmen over and over again in a side mission, and eventually reached the 100th, earning us the trophy The Hunger for bio-leeching 100 enemies, as well as the Platinum Trophy, Infamous Platinum Trophy, for collecting all other infamous trophies. Woo! What a grind! We are now part of the 1.9% of people to have earned this trophy. This game was a roller coaster, dude, mostly because of the performance. The gameplay was amazing in the end, the story was very good, however, there's a small problem with it. I only got to really appreciate it the second time around. How many of you people play a game twice if there's no real incentive to do so? If you would have asked me what I thought about the story after only the first playthrough, I'd say it's a good story, worth experiencing, but it's a little difficult to recommend because of the way the game runs sometimes. However, now I'd definitely recommend it with the condition to do a second playthrough, preferably with the opposite karma of the first one. The platinum wasn't that difficult, you have your average open world stuff to do, and the hard finish trophy was much easier than I expected, thanks to the boot camp that I went through on my first run. I just wish I left my ego outside and took note of every blast shard I found. The time spent on this would have been like 5 hours short if I had done that and also read the description of the BioLeech trophy properly. Before ending this, I want to beg Sony and Sucker Punch for remaking or remastering this franchise, this title especially. More people need to experience this game, and the only way they can right now is by buying a PS3 or getting PlayStation Plus Premium, which is not very reliable. Whichever one you choose, this game is definitely worth playing from my point of view. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. I plan on making more videos such as this, so subscribe if you don't want to miss out on those. And with all that being said, see you in the next one.